King Spawn, issue number 1 from Image Comics. So yeah, this is part of the Spawn universe. And I went in thinking that King Spawn was actually going to be about medieval Spawn. I don't know why I thought that, because medieval Spawn is called medieval Spawn. But I thought maybe medieval Spawn like eventually became a king, and then now he's King Spawn. But no, King Spawn is OG Spawn. I will be honest with you guys, I'm not like the biggest Spawn knowledgeable guy. My knowledge of Spawn came from the movie, the the video games, the manga. Yeah, there was a Spawn manga that came out. It was actually pretty good. Unfortunately, it got axed really quickly. I did do a video on that if you guys want more information, where to read it and stuff. And I've read like the first few issues, like the first 12 or so issues of Spawn. And of course, I come back every once in a while and I read like, one shots and things like that. But yeah, so King Spawn is about Al Simmons, OG Spawn. And in this series, we start off with a bunch of little kids at school, and their teacher's talking about the Bible. And he says he gets like a phone message, and all of a sudden it's like almost like he's like a Manchurian candidate or like some kind of sleeper agent. He just kind of something flips, and he decides to read his favorite passage. It's Psalms 137. And as soon as he's doing that, the school building blows up, killing the teacher and the kids. And Spawn, obviously, it gets his attention. And he shows up sometime later at the shrine that was made for all the fallen kids. And he sees this little note, and it's like a signal that he's trying to figure out, okay, what does this symbol mean that's on it? So he's talking with Jessica Priest, a.k.a. She Spawn, who doesn't really do much in this series. She just kind of talks with Spawn for a bit, and then she kind of just dips out. But yeah, they're trying to like find information on this, and they can't find anything. And Spawn is basically saying like, it's a message for me. And the reason I know is because of this sigil. I haven't been able to decipher it, but I know this isn't going to be the only attack. So we need to find what this sigil means and what do these people want. And then we get some information like a message board where we get one person called Zealot19, and he's talking about Metatron has struck. We are Legion. This will not be the last attack. Basically, this is about Psalms 137, as I mentioned before. And eventually, Spawn decides to crash in on the Archangel Raphael, who has a thing with Leviathan, and he breaks into their office or apartment. He basically threatens Leviathan, and he tells Raphael, like, this sigil, what does it mean? What is it? And Raphael tells him, like, it's some kind of blueprints. It's basically that there's a terrorist cell of some kind, and there's some kind of files, and that they're following something about Psalms 137, which is about killing children to get their God to reveal themselves. He eventually says Metatron is the one who like wrote this, or Metatron is involved in this. And basically he informs Spawn that when you were king of the hell and stuff, before you closed the doorway down and stuff like that, a bunch of people escaped, and Metatron wasn't one of them. Later on, Spawn breaks into Metatron's lair and just finds Metatron completely dead, like just body parts strung all over the place, blood and gore everywhere. And then that's when we cut to the cults. And the cults is being led by Billy Kincaid. I believe that's Billy Kincaid. And he's basically saying, all hail King Spawn. So that leaves me wondering if Billy Kincaid is doing all this to get Spawn to reveal himself, because Psalms 137 was about killing children to get their God to reveal themselves. Yeah, he says, all hail King Spawn. So I wonder if King Spawn is his God and he's trying to get him to reveal himself, or if he's just using religion to control these people so that he can, still get King Spawn's attention. I don't know. Another cool thing that we have in this issue is Haunt makes a cameo. So that's kind of like the end of King Spawn's little story, and then we have Haunt, and we have his little... So this almost kind of feels like an anthology somewhat. So Haunt is like hanging out with his current girlfriend, who later ends up betraying him and stabs him a bunch of times with knives and things like that. And it turns out that basically, you fall into their trap. They're always looking to exploit newborn heroes. You got to watch yourself. And he's being told this by the Redeemer. The Redeemer shows up and gets him down and tells him that you got to watch out for their tricks and stuff. And There's more. I'm not gonna really delve into the other stuff. But yeah, this was an interesting issue. It reminded me a lot of like Hellblazer. I almost want to say that Hellblazer did like a certain issue that a certain arc that was similar to this. I mean, it wouldn't be anything new about people like using Christians and basically exploiting the Bible and turn to have like a Christian extremist cults, doing things, in the name of their God and stuff like that. That's like not anything new, but it's still interesting how they did it. I mean, like I said, I like the story just because it kind of reminds me of Hellblazer and stuff like that. But it's not like the greatest issue or anything. The artwork is good. I really like the artwork. Story it was entertaining. Like I liked it, but it's not. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. So it's like above average, but just slightly. I mean, the artwork, like I said, is really really good. The story is it's good, but it's not like great or anything. It's just above average story. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, it especially also like for someone like me who, I mean, I read the Spawn Universe issue #1, and that was kind of it. Like other than that, I haven't read Spawn since like I read like the first 12 or so issues, and then I've read like one shots like Spawn and Batman and things like that. Like, so I'm not like the most knowledgeable when it comes to Spawn and what he's been up to and things like that. But this issue didn't have me too lost. Like, thankfully, it wasn't like Spawn Universe where they were like dumping a bunch of stuff and then they were having like little editor's notes where like, read issue 100 to 120. It's like, man, I ain't got time to read 20 issues just so I can understand one issue. So thankfully, they didn't really do that. Like, for someone like me who is a complete normie when it comes to Spawn, I wasn't too lost. Like I was able to follow it for the most part. So yeah, for someone like me, like I said, like a complete normie when it comes to Spawn, I was able to follow this story along for the most part. If you're a huge Spawn fan, I'm sure you'll get you'll appreciate it a lot more because I feel like there are little Easter eggs in there for you to find. But yeah, like I said, it was a good story, not that bad. 6 out of 10, which is good in my book. Like for me, a 5 out of 10 is average. Like I don't think of like, I always say this sometimes, but don't think of like IGN where like it has to be a 7 out of 10 or more for it to be good. Like for me, 5 out of 10 is average. 6 is good. 7 is great. 8 is like awesome. 9 is almost perfect. 10 is perfect. And I've never given anything a 10 before. So a 6 out of 10 is good. It's above average. So yeah, check it out. If you want, check it out if you're a fan of Spawn, and check it out if you're a fan of like Hellblazer. If you like the whole like occult, religious, supernatural, demons, that kind of mystery stuff, like occult detective kind of thing. Like again, Hellblazer. If you like Hellblazer, this kind of reminded me of that. So check it out in that regard. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any recommendations, let me know. It can be recommendations for comics, current day or old school stuff, manga, anything like that. Let me know and I'll go check them out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you next time. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.